All right, we'll see if we're live this time. I want to welcome you to the Swift Motorsports Hyperdrive Cup Series. We are live at Auto Club Speedway for race number 1 tonight. We had the live stream set up before and there were some issues with it, but we have got that straightened out now, and we're going to get to some green flag racing. Looks like we've got a little problem with the overlays, but we're going to get it worked out for you guys quick enough here. Timing and scoring's not coming up right. Let's see if we can fix that. Actually, it looks like we might have a little connection issue. We're going to try to change it real quick. Yeah, stay tuned in. I'm going to get the race to come back up. I'm not sure what happened. If it's something with the server or what that just went down on iRacing's end, but something definitely isn't right there. We're going to get it reset for you real quick. That might be the reason why we had problems with that live stream kicking off. So we're going to load back into the iRacing sim and see what's going on there. And we will get it working for you and bring you this race tonight. It does show live right now, which is good. So we just got to load back into the iRacing server, and we're going to be good to go. 113 laps, I believe I said, is what we're going to do here tonight. It does take a minute to load into the server here. And I don't know why YouTube didn't switch over from the live stream that I had scheduled. I connected to it, and on my end it showed it was switched, and then it didn't apparently switch over for the viewers. So we'll look into that and make sure that that doesn't happen again. Because I usually start 10 or 15 minutes before time. So definitely technical difficulties, not the way you want to start off the season. But we'll get it straightened out for you. You'll be seeing the Hyperdrive Cup Series up in the corner, which is fine because that's the logo I have up right now while iRacing is loading on my end. And I'll put the link to the stream back in there, but it should come up on the WFO channel itself. And I got a notification it was live right now, so it's taking a little longer to load for me on this end, and I'm not real sure why my sim didn't switch over to the race where it seemed like everyone else may have. I did hear it go green, but mine never switched over. So we're going to load back in real quick. Yeah, I actually think we had a I believe we might have another server up or something because it looks like everyone is disconnected from this server right here. So I think there might have been some issues on the server end for the league. I'm not sure. Somebody might be able to put in a chat and tell me if you guys had to put up another server.
Yeah. We don't need to do drivers meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were headed down to you, Vern. I
That's what
just
I
hadn't got
just
there
asked.
to you. Yeah. Yeah, no, what happened was,
Sorry,
man,
Vern.
one of the league members got kicked out by accident, and it was just, oh, man. The first time was Cheech and Chong. Second time was Dumbass Don. Third time's the charm. Yep, Dumbass Don. Sorry. It's the new one up now. There's a new one up. They're in qualifying right now, and we're going straight to grid and going. Third. All right. We were headed to you, and I was just had it up to click over to you. We were finishing up because Andy was the
Technical
one
difficulties.
talking about you. He said, "Hey man, anybody let Vern know?" I said, "No." It's Andy's fault. It's Andy's fault. I'm gonna get y'all stay in here because I'm gonna
I
get
got
my ass
broad
chewed.
shoulders. It's okay.
I'm gonna get my ass chewed when y'all leave. Don't leave me. No, don't leave me with Andy by myself.
Light that ass up.
Yeah, he is.
Light that ass up. Okay.
All right, bye.
Yeah, that'd be the 131. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You too, man.
Thanks.
Have fun.
You too.
Yeah, they were turned on the chat. It's okay. We were just talking about what was going on. I'd make sure. I thought it was on my end the whole time, and I do apologize for the technical delays, but they've got it straightened out now. We're going to load into a new server here, and we're going to bring you the race tonight. So I did put a link in the Discord chat, too, for anyone that didn't get it. I just had to... I killed the last stream probably for no reason, but it'll be all right. We got a new stream up now, and we're loading back in there, and we're going to bring you a race tonight. Race number 1, in fact, 1 of 15. It'll take me a couple of minutes here to load into iRacing, but once we get loaded in there, we'll take you right to the action. We should catch a start of it, hopefully. I was working on it in my chat room, and I was looking to see if anything, was in the messages, and I couldn't find anything, so that was crazy. But technical difficulties, race number 1. John, thanks for letting me know that, by the way, buddy. Good luck to you in the race tonight. Good luck to all the drivers. And hopefully my audio's coming across right. We're about 90% loaded in now, so we'll be in there in just a second. I got the schedule pulled up right now. It is 113 laps, so I was correct about that. And we are back into the iRacing server, so we're going to go live now. The drivers are on the grid. I'm going to pull up the overlays really quick, and we're going to take a look at the new starting grid over here tonight. Get our timing and scoring screen up here. You can see a little blackout, but it'll come right back live to you. So we got our timing and scoring. Let's go and load up our overlays. All right, those should load up in a second. Looks like Michael Mueller in the 51's on the pole. Tommy Haynes in the 17 will be starting second, maybe. We're going to look at the grid to be sure, the whole grid, nothing but the whole grid here. I was right, Michael Mueller on the pole. 51 car, Tommy Haynes outside of him in the 17. Starting third tonight, Mike Aleo Jr. driving a 74, and his outside and fourth is going to be Andre Ruiz in the 09. Starting fifth tonight, the 99, Jarrett Lipstruer, and his outside and sixth is going to be Mike Franklin in the 82. Starting seventh tonight will be that 01 of Cody Sleeper, and his outside and eighth is going to be Steve Law in the 19. We're going to get our cameras changed out real quick. Keep going over this, but take you up towards the front of the grid. I think. We'll let this thing. There we go. There's the front of the grid. So starting eighth tonight, Steve Law driving the number 19. Starting ninth tonight, Justin Gannon, the number 30, and his outside and 10th is going to be John Wimbish in the 65. Starting 11th tonight, Roy Fernandez, driver of the 6. And in 12th is going to be Cody McFadden in the 13. Starting 13th tonight, the 02 of David Kamara. And his outside and 14th is going to be the 28 of Andrew Morazzo. Starting 15th, you'll see Gary Wells in the 24 car. And his outside and 16th is going to be Corey Midget in the number 4. Starting 17th tonight, Blair Patterson in the 91. And the Blair's outside and 18th is going to be the 77 of Doug Neal. Starting 19th tonight, Brian Tong in the number 9 car, and his outside and 20th is going to be that 971 of Nathan Moorer. Starting 21st tonight, Keith Vaughn driving a 23, and his outside and 22nd is going to be Jared Harmon in the 22. Starting 23rd tonight, Jonathan Cogswell's number 27 car, and his outside and 24th will be the 26 car, David Medina Sr. 25th tonight, Michael Winter driving the 12, and his outside and 26 is going to be Jason Wells in the 64. 27th tonight, Brian Jablanowski in the number 7. Hopefully I got that right, Brian. And his outside and 28th is going to be Jacob Tyler May in the 14. 29th tonight, and it's going to show Andy Starcher in the 31. I believe Andy's going to be an admin, and Tony Khan in 30th in the 33. Don Kidder's also an admin, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing here. So we're going to switch the cameras around, kill the grid, and here we go. We are off to green flag racing at Auto Club with the Hyperdrive Cup Series for Swift Motorsports. We thank all you for tuning in to the YouTube. Don't be afraid to put your favorite driver, who you're rooting for, in the chat there. And we are live and racing. Change a different camera view right here. Oh, you seen the leader. That 51's going to... Actually, that wasn't a 51. It was a yellow car back there. Might have been the 74. Mike Aleo. We watch peel off to the bottom right there. He's going to drop back a few positions. Michael Mueller, though, in the 51's going to show him the way. He's got Tommy Haynes in that number 17 in tow. So we got a good start to the race tonight. 113 laps to go. Or not to go, we got 111 to go. I'll get it right. I'll start mathing right in a minute. So this is race number 1. We're going to take a holiday break after this one, and we're going to come back live on the next broadcast. It'll be at Homestead, Miami on January the 7th of 2021, so it will be in the new year. And it looks like timing and scoring's working good, so we are good to go. And now we may have a lead battle shaping up here. That 17 peeking to the inside of the 51 right there. These cars working the bottom of the racetrack. See the whole field right here. Got a little bit of racing back there towards the edge of the top 10, so we're going to get back and take a look at that. Get us back here on the edge of it. We'll find the 30 car right there, Justin Gann. He's going to have the 65 of John Wimbish in tow. Wimbish has actually got a little bit of help from that 13 car, it looks like, Cody McFadden. And they're going to try to go around Justin Gann right here. This is a battle for the 8th position. We can temporarily give that one to the 65 of John Wimbish. Wimbish still working the bottom. Justin Gann working the top of the track in the 30 car. 13 of Cody McFadden, he's right there, and there's some racing behind him. I believe that's a 0-2. It is. David Kamara moving into the picture. So Kamara side by side with the 28 of Andrew Morazzo. And we got some racing going on around Auto Club. You come to see a race, and Swift Motorsports is going to bring it to you. These guys are 2x2 behind Justin Gann. 13, 65, 0-2. And they're stacked up 2x2 behind them as well. You see the whole field rumbling by right there. Great sound, good camera view. Get back here to where they're side by side some more. 91 and 6. Blair Patterson driving a 91. 6 car is going to be Roy Fernandez. That's a battle for 13th position. Patterson has got it, but not by much. You see Fernandez right there. Meanwhile, back up to the front of the field. 0.8 of a second. Actually pretty close racing up here. 51 still got the lead. That's Michael Mueller. But that 17, Tommy Haynes, he's looking for it right now. Tommy Haynes working the bottom of the racetrack. Michael Mueller you'll see in the 51 right there at the top. And I believe Haynes is going to clear him right here. Oh, it looked like he had him cleared slightly, but he didn't move up in front of him. So great lead battle right now, side by side, 17 and 51. They got Jarrett Lipstruer in the 99 right there in third watching it. He's kind of hoping they stay side by side for a little bit. It might give him a chance to get up there and join this battle for the lead. 8 laps in, cleaning green so far. No cautions. And the racing up front is just like I promised. It's exciting. And I tell you, I did 5 truck races, the chase last season for Swift, and really some great racing. And I watched caution-free racing in that truck series in the chase, and it was really phenomenal. So we are back here live tonight, and I want to thank all the guys at Swift Motorsports for bringing me back this season, and have Thursday night the Cup Series is really phenomenal. So definitely a big thank you for that. We're going to do the best we can with these 15 broadcasts and have a great season over here at Swift. The Hyperdrive Cup Series. So they're going to get it settled out. Tommy Haynes in the 17 is going to move back to second, and that's going to leave the battle back there for the third spot. You see that 74 right there, Mike Alio Jr. working right underneath of Lipstruer's 99 car, and he's going to take the third position. So it looks like the 74 may be on the move towards the front two right there. But I'll tell you that another driver having a good race so far. We're only 10 in, but that 82 right there of Mike Franklin. Franklin doing a great job behind the wheel of that 82 car. I'm sure as the tires wear around Auto Club here, you're going to see some guys going forward, maybe a couple of guys going backwards. But that's all part of the tire models and the builds at iRacing now. Trying to make it more like real life. Man, there's some close racing back there. We just caught the edge of it. We're going to it. It's behind Gannon right there, so I think it's the 13 of McFadden that we're looking at in the 0-2 of David Kamara. They were doing some really close racing, but McFadden's going to pull a little bit of distance on the 0-2 right now. He's going to put the racing in his rear view temporarily, and you see Morazzo back there in the 28. 65 right there is Wimbish. This is all back around the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th position, so just inside the top 10 right here. Oh, Wimbish going to little bit of bumper love right there to the 0-2. That's drafting. We'll call that drafting at Auto Club. The draft does work really well in these cars, so that's probably absolutely exactly 110% what it was. I am a one-man show tonight. I am going to bring some help in the booth from time to time. I've got a regular commentator at WFO that shows up with me. He goes by the screen name of Nation01. So, Nation, if you tune in to this tonight, I'm going to bring you in to help me do some of these races this season, if you're willing to. And I was going to get you in here tonight, but I seen that your connection was showing idle. So it didn't look like that you were live online, and I didn't want to disturb you if you were taking your beauty nap, man. But we'll catch up on one of these, and I won't be the lone wolf in the booth anymore. Not that I can't handle it by myself. All right, so back here in 12th, there's the 0-1 right there, Cody Sleeper. He's right behind the 91 of Blair Patterson, and he's got the 6 of Roy Fernandez in tow. And Gary Wells back there in the 24, he's right in this mix too. And I haven't seen, I know we got some viewers in here, but I haven't seen anyone put in who their favorite driver is. So if you have a favorite driver in this series, go ahead and put it in the chat. Don't be afraid to put that in the chat there, and that way we can take a look at them and get them a little bit of airtime right here tonight. There's a pass right there, the 6 car going around the 0-1. Now he's going to work to the back bumper here, the 91. Really close racing. That's what Auto Club provides. It's awesome. Watching these cars work around. It looked like we had a slow car off on the apron. We're 15 laps in, so we're still a little ways from a field pit stop, and we do have a slow car back there on the apron. He might be coming off pit road and rejoining the field back there. We'll see if we can find out who that was. Somewhere back here towards the back. Looking at the front of the field, Mueller's able to stretch it out with that 51 car just a little bit. 0.6 of a second now over the 17 of Tommy Haynes. I don't think the other positions in this top 5 have changed very much, except Justin Gann right there in the 30. Gann's on his way forward. Take a look at that 30 car. I think. There we go. Had to move back to him. Nobody real close behind him there, so not a lot of pressure from the 13 of McFadden. Mike Franklin's 82's got a little bit of a gap on Justin right now. So got one bouncing to the bottom, maybe looking for a pass. That's back there where they've been racy. Just around this top 10 right here. That was Lipstruer's 99 we've seen drop to the bottom. I didn't know if he was trying to make a pass there or maybe getting past. Lipstruer is currently scored in the 10th position. So he has the final spot here. We're going to get back here in the top 5 and see how this goes down. The 82 is not too far behind that 74 of Mike Alio Jr. We're going to see if Franklin can get up there with that 82 car and if he's actually got anything for him. But I'll tell you, that 30 car right there, that Toyota Camry adjusting Gannon, is catching those guys. So as we go longer on the tire run right here, it's going to be interesting to see how far up guys like the 82 of Franklin and the 30 of Justin Gannon can get. And we have been clean and green since the start of this thing, 19 laps now. You can see the field's getting single-filed pretty good. Think it's tire management going to be the key here. It usually is at Auto Club. Maybe later in the race we may even see a little fuel strategy if some guys stretch it out. But we got a ways to go before we see any of that start happening. I think while we're at it, 20 laps in, maybe we'll do this before we catch pit stops. We're going to do it through the field for you real quick. Your leader, he's been leading since the drop of the green flag, started first. Still maintaining first. That's going to be the 51 of Michael Mueller. Running P2 right now, exactly where he started. That's the 17 of Tommy Haynes. We've seen Tommy able to put a little bit of pressure on Mueller early on in the run, and he's kind of faded back just a little bit right here as the tires wore down. He might be taking care of his car a little bit and going forward, or maybe he made the tires a little bit angry and needs to calm them down a bit. But Tommy Haynes having a good race so far. We'll go back to third place, and I think this is going to turn into the next battle. The 74 of Mike Alio Jr. occupies the position, but the 82 of Mike Franklin is all over his bumper. So we're going to watch this race real quick, and then we'll get back through the field because third place is going to change hands. In fact, the 82 of Mike Franklin is going to take the third position, and he's going to leave the 74 back here to battle with that 30 of Justin Gannon. So we have a battle inside the top 5 right here at Auto Club with the Hyperdrive Cup Series. Mike Franklin moving himself into the third spot. The battle back here for fourth. That's Justin Gannon, the 30, looking to the inside of the 74, Mike Alio Jr. Gannon's got a good run down the back straightaway here. He's going to clear him going into turn 3. So Justin Gannon's going to move to the 4th spot right now. That's going to move this driver, Mike Alio Jr., back to the 5th position. So I think we've covered the top 5 for you pretty good. Let's go back one more. Another driver closing in on this pack. That's the 13 of Cody McFadden. McFadden, Gannon, a couple of cars that we've seen. You're right, Troy. We've seen that a lot. These cars, though, are cars we've seen just inside the top 10 that are kind of battling their way forward. .13 now looking in to the inside of the 74, Mike Alio. He's going to make the pass. That's going to move McFadden up inside the top 5 now. So those cars, just like I called, man, we've seen them racing just inside the top 10 and working their way up inside the top 5, really good at tire management. So we're going to back up just a little farther to the 7th position, and we'll find the 02 car of David Kamara. Kamara, fast driver. We've seen he was fast in a truck chase last season. And some of the races I was able to broadcast for Swift Motorsports over here. Kamara having a good run tonight in the Cup car. He's got the 65 right there, John Wimbish behind him. Wimbish not too far back. John Wimbish being scored in the 8th position. Driving the Mobile One paint scheme tonight. Go back to 9th, and you're going to find this driver, the 28 of Andrew Morazzo. Morazzo isn't up there in the battle, but he doesn't have any pressure either. Morazzo riding in the 9th spot, kind of all by himself right now. There's nothing wrong with that a lot of times. 25 laps into the run, you just take care of those tires. So we'll go back to the 10th position and find this driver, the 91 of Blair Patterson. Patterson, another driver, clean race car. No dents in it. Don't think he's had any contact with anyone else or the wall. That's a good night so far. South Point paint scheme on that 91 car. And we're going to find our 11th position driver, and that'll be Roy Fernandez in the driving the number 6 car. Roy's currently scored in the 11th position. Roy also having a good race here. And just behind Roy, you're going to see this 24 car, Gary Wells. Gary Wells up to the 12th position now. Really good race, clean and green, 27, working lap 27 now. We'll go back to 13th place. I think he was taking a nap, Corey. Either that or he hit his head in the shower again. Not really sure. We'll get him in here, though. So Lipstruer in the 99. He's going to be scored in 11th. And I think we got some green flag pit stops maybe happening. Some drivers moved around a little bit. You see Wells dropping back. No, not Wells. We had a couple fall out of the top 10, though, move the positions around. So we'll go back to 12th and find Brian Tong in the number 9 car. Yeah, I think that he was either there taking a nap, Troy. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not in that Discord to see, so I'm in Swift Motorsports Discord for the broadcast tonight. We'll get him in here, though. I don't know if I get him tonight because I have to send him an invite to the Discord server, but I'll make sure that we get him in here and he does some commentating with me. We got some cars fanning around a little bit, taking a look at the 23 car here of Keith Vaughn. Vaughn being scored in the 13th position. Then we'll find Jason Wells right here in the 64. He's back here where a little bit of racing's going on. 64, 19, just seen the 19 pick up a spot there over the 26. But I think the 19 might have pitted, actually. Yeah, we got green flag pit stops happening, so that's messing my... He might be. That's messing my order up a little bit. And while those were happening, we had a change for the lead. 17 of Tommy Haynes taking that red and white Anheuser-Busch car to the front. Now Tommy Haynes is going to take it to pit road, and 13 of Cody McFadden's going to bring her in hot. Get on them binders, boys. So what is Troy and Corey up to tonight? I jumped in over and did like 5 truck broadcasts for them for their chase last season for Swift Motorsports here. And the, man, you talk about some caution-free racing. Really awesome as we seen the leader on pit road right now. That's going to hand the lead over to the Morazzo in the 28, but he's going to give it up right here and bring it to pit road. Man, I'll tell you, these guys are bringing it in hot. Every time I look at one of them coming in, they're on the binders hard to get it slowed down. So they're trying to get everything out of these pit road entries that they can. And we're trying to find a driver on the track. And we did Mike Franklin in the 82. And I think as these guys are pitting, this might actually hand the lead over to this driver in the 82. Franklin, though, working his way to the front before this, got his way up to, I believe he got all the way up to third on his own. So, yes, Mike Franklin is scored as the leader on lap 32. So after the field sorts out its pit stops, the leader before the pit stops was this driver right here. That's the 51. And pit stops are over with. Franklin's the leader, and the 51 is now second. Mike Mueller in the 51 car is going to be second after these pit stops. So Franklin's crew worked a little pit road magic and got that 82 car out front here. Good pit stop. That's pretty significant, too. You can win and lose races on pit road. We've seen it in real life, and we know it happens on iRacing, so nothing wrong with quality pit stops. But Mueller's not too far back, within a second in that 51 car. So he's got the 82 of Mike Franklin in his sights. So I would say 29, 30 laps before all the major pit stops started happening. It's going to move Justin Gannon, the 30, up to the third position here. Man, when you have green flag pit stops like that and you're coming in from 180 or 90 miles an hour, it's pretty easy to get a speeding on pit road penalty or a unsafe entry, which is going to hold you in your pit stall for a few extra seconds after your pit stop, which, you know, can be kind of rough from time to time and put a guy back. So my point is, when you're green flag racing like this, you have to be very careful not to make mistakes on pit road. You make a mistake on entry, and it could very well cost you a race, put you so far behind that you really don't have a shot at it anymore. And I've seen it actually happen to a driver or two last season, so these guys definitely want to make sure they're sharp on their pit road entries. We go back to fourth, and you see that 6 car, Roy Fernandez. Fernandez having a nice run here at Auto Club tonight. We've seen him back a little bit, and he's put the 6 car up in the 4th position now, so he's solidly in the top 5. Cody Sleeper in the 0-1. He's going to round out the top 5 in the 5th position. But he's got a battle right there, but I don't think it's actually a battle. It's not. This is 6.2 seconds behind the leader, and it looks like the 0-9 there is not for position. That's in fact Andre Ruiz being scored right now in the 25th position, so Andre is the first car a lap down. Now you see Wimbish in the 6th spot in the 65 right here. We want to thank everyone that tunes into the stream here tonight. The Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports. I am Vern, your main and only commentator in the WFO booth tonight. Not just your main, but the only one in the booth tonight. We're going to change that, though. I do have a co-commentator that helps out. I just didn't get it set up quick enough, or couldn't get with him early enough to get him in here tonight. So I'll make sure I work with him to get him in here, not next Thursday night, because, in fact, after tonight, we're going to take a couple of weeks off for the holidays, and we want to make sure, wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And then we'll be back on January 7th, which is on a Thursday night, to bring you race number 2 of the Hyperdrive Cup Series, and that's going to be at Homestead Miami Speedway. So you're going to make sure that you subscribe to the network if you haven't subscribed already. We're going to bring you the entire season, all 15 races right here, live. And we're going to take that little in-car thing off right now. Take a look at a couple of different cameras here. So Mueller in the 51 made his way back up to the front and got around the 82 of Mike Franklin. Franklin not too far back there, about 0.7 of a second. Michael Mueller started P1 tonight from the pole. Led all the way up until the green flag pit stops. Lost the lead momentarily after the green flag pit stops to the 82 of Mike Franklin. And he has taken that 51 and reassumed the lead. So the Speed Lab 51 is on a mission tonight here at Auto Club. Mike Franklin, though, we know he's good on the long run. We watch him go forward all the first run there. Franklin having to pass a lot of cars under green flag racing to get himself in this position, so we're not going to discount that 82 car for speed. We know he's got it, and we definitely know he has it on the long run, which should make this very interesting. Justin Gann, another one on that long run that worked his way up a little bit in the 30 car. Gann currently being scored in the 3rd position. So he's not too far back. He's being scored about 3 seconds behind Mike Franklin right now in 2nd. So the green flag pit stops kind of changed it out a little bit. There's a lot of strategies a guy can make, or a driver can make, on the next round of pit stops that could pick him up a spot or two or gain you several seconds. So we'll have to watch and see how those strategies go tonight, who goes where. Wimbish, though, we've seen him inside the top 5, outside of it there, and just inside the top 10 a little bit fight. He's sitting solid right now in the top 5 in the 65 car. So John Wimbish having a great race here at Auto Club. Roy Fernandez, another driver having a great race. Roy still holding on to that 5th spot. It does look like, though, the 02 car of David Kamara is getting just a little bit closer to the 6 car. Yeah, it doesn't just look that way. The 02 is there. So the 5th position is being contested right now. Fernandez has it, but no longer David Kamara in the 02 is going to take over the 5th spot. I'll tell you, that 28 car has been lurking back there too. He might give the 6 a battle in the next lap or so for the 6th position. Yeah, 02 actually wasn't for position. So he must have had some problems on his pit stop and got himself behind. Yeah, he's actually being scored the first driver a lap down, though. So that wasn't for position, but the 5th spot is contested with the 28 of Andrew Morazzo. So the 6 and the 28 are for position, and the 28's going to take it. So move Andrew Morazzo in the 28 up to the 5th spot. Now that'll move the 6th. The 6th car of Roy Fernandez back to 6th. 7th place, there's a battle back here, too. Tommy Haynes in the 17. Mike Aleo Jr. in the 74, side by side for the 7th position. Haynes looks like he's going to push ahead just a little bit right here. I don't know, though. He's got like a 3-car draft lined up to his outside. So he's going to have to work to clear that 74. I don't know if it's going to happen. Mike Aleo Jr. in the 74 holding strong on the outside right now. Down the straightaways, he's getting a draft help from those cars behind him, and that's going to push Aleo back ahead of the 17. So the 17 right there, Tommy Haynes, going to maybe lose another spot to the 13. Cody McFadden. McFadden does clear him. So move Cody McFadden in the 13 up to the 8th position. And that's going to put the 17 of Tommy Haynes in a battle back there. I don't know if that's for position, if that's the 91 behind him or. Now that was the 09. So we know the 09's a lap down, but the 91 right here of Blair Patterson's actually on the lead lap. Patterson being scored in the 10th position. Go back to 11th position. That's going to be the 24, Gary Wells. And who's that? It's the 01 car. That's Cody Sleeper. Sleeper actually is the car we're on. Wells is in 11th. Sleeper's back here in 12th. So these two drivers been around this spot for a while, hanging on there, or hanging in there, actually doing a good job tonight, hanging in there strong. So we'll take a look right here at the 971 of Nathan Moyer. Moyer having a good race in the 971 car, making his way up to the 13th position. Nobody around him right now, so not racing real hard for it. There's a car and driver we've talked about a couple times tonight. That's going to be the 99 right there of Jarrett Lipstruer. Lipstruer is having a good run here tonight, keeping it in a 14th spot. Been hanging just outside or right at the top 10, 10th position all night long. So that's a good night here at Auto Club. Go back one more to 15th. We find a 23 of Keith Vaughn. Vaughn having a solid run here at Auto Club as well. Anytime you can get it up here when you got 30 cars to start and you're in the top half of the field, you're having a solid night. Could be a good points night if you're building for that to make the chase. You definitely want to be able to capitalize and collect as many points in these as you can. So we'll go back one more to the 33 of Terry Kahn. I don't believe I've covered Terry yet tonight. So if there's any fans for Terry Kahn in that 33 car, we'll give him a couple of minutes of airtime right here. Kahn being scored in the 16th position currently. Right up to that top half of the field, so solid run. Solid run for the 33 car. I know we're going to be headed to green flag pit stops probably in the next 10 laps here. Now we got the 19 car sitting 17th position. That's going to be Steve Law. Anyone in this top 20 right here? I think this is going to be a battle, though, because that's the 64 right there, and 18th, that's Jason Wells. Wells looked like he was gaining on that 19 of Steve Law a little bit. So this is a battle inside the top 20. 18th and 19th position respectively. So we'll go back to 19th. We're going to find the 26 of David Medina Sr. Another car just inside the top 20. Having a good solid showing here at Auto Club Speedway in race number 1. David Medina Sr. going to get him a couple of minutes of airtime right here, too. I'll try to cover as many drivers in the field as I can. I want to cover every one of them. But we got to stay with racing action, too. So on these long runs like this, so we'll go through the field a little bit, let you see who's back here and in this field tonight. So 27 right here is going to be Jonathan Cogswell in the 20th position. And I believe in the pre-race I chatted with Cogswell a little bit. So Cogswell hanging on to the 20th position. Decent night for him here at Auto Club. Good to see Cogswell having a good night. Had a great chat with him. Seemed like a really good guy. Wish him the best of luck here tonight. We'll go to 21st position. We're going to find the 22 Liberty car right there. That'll be Jarrett Harmon. Jarrett Harmon, driver of the 22. I'm learning these names as I go through here, too. So it's educational for me. We'll use it as educational right now. I think Harmon might just lost that position, though, right there to the 9 car. 9 car is going to take 21st. That's going to be Brian Tong. So Tong getting a little bit of run on that 22 car, picking up a spot right here. And then we're going to go back to the 23rd place driver, and that's the 7 of Brian Jablowski. Or Jablonski. I don't know. I'm going to ask this guy how to pronounce that last name, though. We're going to go with Jablonski. So Brian Jablonski in the 7. Yes, I will pronounce it a few times to try to learn it. So 24th position. This driver is a lap down. That's the 0-2 of David Kamara. Kamara must have had a little, issues on that first pit stop. Put him back a little bit. He's got a fast race car. We've seen Kamara racing around the leaders. He still had a lot of speed in that 0-2 car. But these lone green flag runs like this, we're caution-free so far, 55 laps in, so halfway through the race. And, man, you have a problem on pit road, and it just costs you so much time that you'll find yourself a lot of times a lap down or just, 30, 20, 25 seconds behind. And it's hard to make that up when you have a competitive field like you do with this Hyperdrive Cup Series. So we'll go back to the 25th spot. We're going to find Doug Neal driving the 77 car. Give Doug a little bit of airtime here. He is a lap down as well. So Neal in the 77. Could have been troubles on pit road or anything. Might not have the right feeling in the car tonight. Who knows? Everybody has a bad night. But 25th, not too bad. Still going to score decent points. 26th position, going to be the 12th car of Michael Winter. Michael Winter in the 12th car in the 26th spot. And he is going to be the last car I'm currently showing on the lead lap. It looks like Ruiz and Jacob Tyler May and Corey Midget may have taken it to the garage a little bit early here. So meanwhile, back up front, a little bit of changing going on. No changing right at the front of the field. This driver right here's got a 5.2 second lead. Started on the pole tonight. Absolutely dominating so far, 57 laps in. That's going to be Michael Mueller in the 51. So green flag pit stop, second round is going to be coming at you pretty quickly here. I seen a slow card there on the bottom, and that's probably an indication of the second round of green flag pit stops. But P2 changed around. Looks like Franklin, the 82 I'm seeing coming off pit road. The 30 car, Justin Gann, though, is going to pick up the 2 spot. So move Gann to the second position. And it'll stay that way until this cycles out a little bit. And the 82, he pitting a little earlier than these guys, short pitting them a little bit. We've seen it get him up to the lead after the first run, so we'll have to see how much time he can make up on the 51 this time around. Those are the kind of strategies, though, if the race goes green all the way, that drivers will look at doing in order to gain a spot or two, or to gain any positions as far as that goes. That's what we'll look for all night. We'll watch the different strategies out here. And we'll obviously at the end see who has a winning strategy. That's the whole key to it all. And Gann's being scored as the leader, and he's going to bring it to pit road right now in the 30 car. Wow, look at this 7 lock his brakes up going into pit road. That's what I'm telling you. Your Auto Club is a big, fast racetrack. And you are carrying so much speed when you come off that track to enter pit road. And sometimes you're just carrying too much and you lock them down, trying to avoid speeding on pit road, and you just can't always do it. You want to, but you just can't always avoid it. And, man, once you get that penalty, the only thing that you can hope for after that is a caution flag, honestly. I can tell you, though, a track as big as Auto Club, for one, and when you have the drivers like you do at Swift Motorsports, I believe they've had a low caution count all week long. So their ARCA series, their truck series, their Xfinity series, they run 4 series over here. It's the ARCA series, the trucks, Xfinity, and then Thursday night is the Cup series. And I know they had low cautions in all the other ones, so we're talking about this one being able to do that. And I can tell you, it's 61 laps, green flag, clean and green the whole way. It's definitely trending in that direction. So we're over the halfway point in the race, and we have been clean and green. And as the green flag pit stops are happening, which right around, I was right about that, right around lap 60. We got a new leader right here, and that's the 28 of Andrew Morazzo. But we'll see how it all shakes out after these green flag pit stops. Mueller had a pretty good advantage going into those. And it looks like he's going to be in front of Franklin a little bit after they've pitted in Wimbish as well. So we'll have to see who worked what strategy and who ends up where. As the 28 car is going to bring it in hot. A little bit sideways right there, but he's able to hang on to it. Man, I'll tell you, it's pretty exciting just to watch the pit road entries here tonight. That'll get the blood pumping a little bit. You see Jason Wells in the 64, going to bring it in from the second spot. 26 going to bring it in as well. That's David Medina Sr. I believe Cogswell's going to be on pit road right there in the 27 as well, and that's going to relinquish it and hand it back over after the second round of green flag pit stops to the 51 of Michael Mueller. So Mueller right now being scored about 4.3 seconds ahead of John Wimbish. So the 65 of Wimbish able to gain some ground on that cycle of green flag pit stops. And I think timing and scoring, it's probably about right. That's probably about a 4-second gap between the 65 and the 51 of Mueller. And then second place for the long time there's this driver, the 82. He's back to third right now after this round of pit stops, and he's got a lot of pressure from the 30 of Justin Gann. You see that Liberty Tax car moving around. That's the 22 all the way at the top of the racetrack. He's going to be a lap down. Just moving out of their way. Doesn't want to affect the third-place battle in this race. And I don't know if it's going to be a battle for long as the 30 of Justin Gann pulls right up beside the 82 of Mike Franklin. Gann going to use the bottom of the racetrack and take the third position away, moving Franklin in the 82 back to fourth right now. When you do the short pits early, the disadvantage to that is obviously you got older tires. But once you short pit the first pit stop, you pretty much made your bed for the rest of the race if it stays green. So you're going to be pitting shorter in the second, the third, however many, and I can tell you that mathing it, they're going to be making another pit stop if it stays green for the remainder of the race. So we will see another round of green flag pit stops if it stays green another round. It's definitely looking like it will, so it wouldn't surprise me. We're going to enjoy some different camera views and sounds for a couple of minutes here. I don't want to put everybody to sleep. That'd be my commentating doing it. The racing's been awesome. The pit road entry's been insane for some of these guys. But we can talk about the schedule coming up, some of the tracks on here. Texas Motor Speedway, Chicagoland, Watkins Glen, Iowa, Daytona, Indianapolis, Darlington, Kentucky. The chase, though, is going to be off the chain. Atlanta, Michigan, Charlotte, Richmond, and Phoenix. So throwing a big track, 2 intermediates, and a couple of short tracks in there. That's going to be crazy. Should be a lot of fun, not just in the broadcast booth, but for the drivers on the racetrack as well. And they have a great schedule working up to that. It looks like the top 12 in points will be chase eligible towards the end of the season. So like I said before, this is race number 1 of 15 right here for the Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports. We will take a break for the holidays. Wish everybody a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And we will be back live on January 7th, 2021, which is going to be on a Thursday night for race number 2 at Homestead. So be sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way you do not miss any of the Thursday night action. And we have other nights that I broadcast that we can bring you some action from too. I thank Troy and Corey commentating in the chat there. Invite anybody to commentate in the chat. That's what makes it fun. It gives me something to do, to interact with the fans and the viewers. That's what it's all about. Looking at the 65 right there in the 30. Justin Gann working his way around the 65, working himself up to the second position, actually. So Gann's on the move, 5 seconds behind the 51 of Michael Mueller, but definitely headed in the right direction. On lap 70, it is go time. If there's a go time on a long green flag race like this, lap 70 would be that. You got another round of green flag pit stops, but you want to make up as much time between now and that next round of green flag pit stops to be able to do something and have something at the end of the race to compete for the win. You have to put yourself in position. That is the whole key. And Gann doing a great job with that right now, but I'll tell you, Mueller up here in the 51 is able to maintain that gap. It's went down a little bit, but we're not even talking about a tenth of a second so far. So the 51 is definitely on the gas pedal. You could actually, in that last shot, see just how far back the 30 car was, what 5 seconds looks like. So we'll see if we can get another camera shot like that. Right? Nope. Not quite. Didn't hold off quite long enough on us right there. But Mueller just holding it right around the 5-second even mark. Actually, that was a big change that lap. And that one, too. It looked like Mueller may have even gotten a little bit out of shape there. Gannon's going to knock off almost a full second of that 5-second lead. Now the gap's going to go down to 4.1 seconds. Maybe Mueller was pushing it there and made a little contact with the outside wall. But in one lap's time, he lost a full second to the second-place driver, Justin Gann. So we know the 30 is on the gas, making up, like I said, as much time as he can. You got to get there. Put yourself in position. You got to get there. We'll go back to that 30 car one more time, Justin Gann. 4 seconds behind Mueller now. 3.9, so the lead just continues to decrease. Justin Gann clicking some nice laps off right here. He's actually one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now. He's faster than the... I'm not going to say that last lap was the fastest in the top 5 because it wasn't. It's actually the 5th place car, the 28 Andrew Morazzo had the fastest lap last time by. This time Gannon's going to pick up another 10th, move it down to 3.9 seconds. We're going to go back here to Morazzo. 28 car right here. Morazzo still, we're talking 3-4 tenths faster than some of those guys in front of him. He has scored about a second behind Mike Franklin right now in 4th. So Andrew Morazzo has a fast car at this point in the run. You can see visually that he's closing in on those guys in front of him. In front of him is going to be the 65 of John Wimbish up here. But within his reach, 82 right here, Mike Franklin. You see Cody McFadden's 13 in between them, but McFadden must have some problems on that second pit stop. We're going to have to find him on here and see where he's at. Yeah, it's showing McFadden a lap down right now, so I think he might have fell victim to green flag pit stop number 2 here at Idle Club. We will be coming up on another round of green flag pit stops in the next 14 laps, maybe 13, somewhere around there. I don't know. Some of these guys, because of what it comes up to, may split the difference on it. So you might see some guys stop a little bit before that. As we're watching the battle right here, I'm keeping an eye on the lap times as well. And I can tell you that Justin Gann is still gaining on the leader, Michael Mueller. This 30 car consistently 2 to 3 tenths a second a lap that he's picking up. It comes up to the start-finish line right here. Gap's holding about 3.6 seconds. And that lap, Mueller and him were virtually identical in lap times. So Michael Mueller may have backed off and let him, might have just called managing the gap. He might have been managing a little bit there, but Gannon's definitely doing what he needs to do to put himself in a position here if it stays green flag for the remainder of the race. I want to thank all the viewers who have made their way over here tonight. We did collectively. There were some problems with the original iRacing server, and it caused me to do some things and shut the original broadcast down and restart it. So we caught the start of the race, but it was an interesting way to get here. We had to put up a second stream tonight, but we were able to get it up on time to catch the start. As we seen the leader catching a lap car right here. We'll have to see if that affects the speed a little bit as he's working around the 9 car right there. But getting back to that, we had to put up a second broadcast. So I did put a link in the Discord. I didn't have anywhere else or time to or think to put it anywhere else. So hopefully everybody's able to find the stream okay and watch the race. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch all the Thursday night races. I do another series on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, but we're on the off season on that, so Tuesday night's just a fun thing for me right now. And Thursday night, though, is the Swift Motorsports Hyperdrive Cup series right here that you're watching tonight. And the 51's able to get around the 9, but it did cost them a little bit of time. You see that Justin Gannon, the 30, has cut the lead down to 3.2 seconds right now. So 80 laps of 113 completed here tonight, all clean and green the whole way. And the 51 of Michael Mueller has led most of them. Mueller starting on the pole tonight, P1. Leading the entire first green flag run. Battling early on with the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Haynes has faded back a bit since that first run. You can find Tommy Haynes right back here in the 7th position. As on lap 81, we'll probably start doing another through the field for you, but we're going to make it a little quick. Mueller's the leader. We'll jump on the actually we'll change that too. There we go. Michael Mueller, you see he's currently first. He started first. He's led 67 of 81 laps tonight. Having an absolutely dominating performance, but I'll tell you, as I watched that distance between him and second place decrease, he might have a race on his hand from this driver. Justin Gann on green flag racing, starting just inside the top 10 in the 9th position. Working his way all the way up to the 2nd position right now as we're getting late in the race. Gann having an absolutely phenomenal drive here. So another driver, John Wimbish, right there. Wimbish started 10th, one behind Justin Gann. Actually right next to him, if you want to get technical. But, I mean, John Wimbish working his way all the way up to the 3rd position right now. So Wimbish, another driver, having a great race. Andrew Morazzo, he's up to 4th now. He was back in 5th the last time we looked at him when I told you he was turning the fastest laps in the top 5. Well, he has turned that into a position or two, and he's got himself up in the 4th right now. And that's 10 positions better than where he started, which was in the 14th position. So Andrew Moraz having a great run here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. And we're going to go back to the 5th place driver. That's going to be Mike Franklin. Franklin a little bit up and down in the top 5 right here. Franklin started 6th originally. He's in 5th now. But we've seen him as high as 2nd. Actually, we've seen him in the lead after the first round of green flag pit stops. So Mike Franklin having a fantastic run here at Auto Club in race number 1. And that's going to take us back to this driver, the 6th place driver, Roy Fernandez. Fernandez going forward in this race started in the 11th position tonight. Roy able to make up 5 spots here. It has been clean and green the whole way, so if you look at where they started and they've went forward, then you can see how many positions they've gained in the green flag laps, and that's usually from either passing on the racetrack or having a great pit stop. But nonetheless, Roy Fernandez in the 6th having a great race. So we go back one more. Tommy Haynes starting in the 2nd position tonight. Tommy was up there racing really hard with Michael Mueller in the 51 for the lead early on. And since he's faded just a little bit, but he's still strong inside the top 10, just outside of the top 5 in the 7th position. So Tommy having a great race. Then we go to 8th. He's been hanging out around here all night long. That's the 74 Mike Aleo Jr. Mike started 3rd tonight. We did see him drop back early on, maybe in the first lap or two. and dropped to about the 5th position, 5th or 6th spot. So Alio's been hanging out around the same position the whole race. 74 having a great run here. He's coming to pit road. So that final round of pit stops is happening. They got right inside the window, and it's on. Just like I predicted, actually. Can't take too much credit for it. So we're going to get back up front and watch how this rolls out as Justin Gann's cut it down to a 2.9-second lead. So we're going to have to see how far they go. I'm going to say probably about the lap 25 mark if they can get there. That sounds like a good number to bring it down pit road. Get 4 tires, a tank of fuel, and go out and make one more run and try to bring home a win in race number 1. But we'll see how that works out. Justin Gann back there, though. I mean, he's starting to get that 30 in a manageable position. There's a 3 seconds between him and the 51. 51, 27 to go. Leader on pit road. Justin Gann in the 30 is going to come in right behind him. Gann's going to bring her in hot, too. He's going to actually, depending on how he gets on and off pit road, Justin Gann could stand to gain about a second, maybe 2 seconds right here on these pit stops. So we'll have to see how that goes. Oh, real close right there. Driver coming off pit road, 30, making his way to his pit stall. They were real close. So another driver inside the top 10 riding in 4th. He's going to stay out and collect the lead. 26 laps to go. That's at 28 of Andrew Morazzo. So it's going to be interesting to see drivers like Morazzo and Mike Franklin, another one. You see Morazzo coming to pit road now. You don't want to make a mistake on this entry. This is going to be your last pit stop of the race. It's been all clean and green. 87 laps so far tonight. We got 26 to go. That's going to hand the lead over to not this driver, but this driver. David Medina Sr., driver of the 26 car, is going to assume the lead right here. Medina quietly having a great race in race number 1 with the Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports. I think the last race I broadcast last season was caution-free. I do, now that I'm thinking about it. I could go back on the Swift Motorsports YouTube and probably see it, but I'm pretty sure that it was a clean and green race. And through the 5 that I did in the chase last season, I think all 5 of them might have worked out that way. So Medina hasn't pitted yet, but the leader has. Not the leader. He's second, but he should be the leader after the pit stops make their round. And he's still got a little bit of a gap over Justin Gann. In fact, it might have been a little more than it was before they went to pit road. You see Gann working around lap traffic in the 30 car right now. 9 car is currently who he's battling. And Gann's going to move to the inside. That's not for position, but he's going to clear the 9 car. 9 car is going to be Brian Tong. Tong sitting back in the 19th position. Scoring Tong actually a lap down right now. Medina's still out here, so the 26 car is stretching it out just a little bit. But he's only, he hasn't pitted yet. He's got about 2.5 seconds over the 51 of Michael Mueller. So we'll have to see how that works out. 23 laps to go now. 90 laps complete here at Auto Club. I don't know if the 26 could have enough fuel if he might have, played a little bit of pit strategy and pitted way before something. I don't know, or pitted later on that other run that put him in a spot here, but he has got about a half a second now. Mueller is catching him pretty quickly. Correction, Mueller has caught and is now passing the 26 of David Medina. So that's going to move the 51 back to the top spot. But Justin Gann's going to also get around the 26, and Gann is within 1.3 seconds of the 51 of Michael Mueller. So 21 laps to go. These guys do not have to pit again. They have enough fuel to go the rest of the way. In the battle right here between the top two, Justin Gann 1.3 seconds behind in that 30 car. So Gann going to try his best to make up that gap, manage the gap in the tires for the remaining 20 laps when they come across the line here. So Gann doing a great job. You see Wimbish, though, he's putting himself in a position, too. Wimbish in the third spot, but he's right up here with Gann. He's not far behind the leader as well. So John Wimbish trying to make a he's trying to put himself in position here at the end of this thing as well. Wimbish having a strong run tonight. Solid race car with that Mobil 1 car. You see a lap car in between them. That's the 9 car right there. Brian Tong. Tong able to keep pace, it looks like, with the 30 after the 30 worked his way around him. You can see 1.5 seconds, but no cars in between the 51 of Mueller and the 30 of Justin Gann. Wimbish does have the lap car between him and Gann. But the lap car doesn't seem to fight him. Not holding any of these guys up, it doesn't look like. The 9 car is able to carry some speed here, too, on this run, which is helping. Using the draft a little bit. You can use that draft here, so that'll work to Wimbish's advantage, too, as he can use the draft off the 9 car and hopefully tow him closer to the 30 car Justin Gann. If you tuned in late, it's been some fantastic racing for 95 laps here so far, all clean and green. We have watched 3, not 2, but 3 rounds of green flag pit stops. And we have seen a phenomenal performance in the Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports for race number 1 of their season. Oh, let me let's see if I can get a link to put in the Discord for Nigel Christensen. He said he can't seem to find it. I'll get one now as I can pull up the regular link. And we got to turn that audio down, or that can be an issue. There we go. We got a link in there for him. And we are back to our regular scheduled programming. Michael Mueller, 1.4 seconds is a lead over Justin Gann. John Wimbish behind him. Wimbish is in the battle, too. He has now gotten around the 9, so no cars in between the 65 and the 30. As well, there's no cars between the 30 right now and the 51. Fourth place driver Andrew Morazzo. We know he's got a fast car on the long runs. Morazzo about 6 seconds, I believe, behind the leader. 3.2 behind John Wimbish. So that's just giving you a little bit of, I don't know, idea of what the gaps are here in the distances. One bobble, one mistake, it could easily cost you 1 or 2 seconds a lap. So you might tap the wall, arc in the corner or something, and it'll cost you a little bit of time. So this race is far from over with 14 to go. Far from over. Mueller, though, dominating performance tonight in that 51 car. I'm not on Mueller, but I am now. I'm still back there on the 28 car. So I had to look at it for a second. We got to get you a little chattier. You come in here, you gotta chat a little bit. Keep Vern on his toes. So Mueller having a great race, dominating performance in the 51 car. He's holding on to about a 1.4 second advantage, so it's not growing. In fact, it might be shrinking a little bit right now with 13 laps to go. Justin Gann in the 30 car, been trying to, he's just been creeping in there and knocking away at that lead each run over the past 2 or 3 runs. Wimbish, another driver, doing the same thing in the 65. John Wimbish having a good run here tonight. Chipping his way at those leaders to pick up positions. Andrew Morazzo, long run car right here. He gets some speed on that long run, and he's doing it right now. Morazzo in the 28's been able to pick up his positions all night long doing that. No different on this final run. Then Mike Franklin, another fast car tonight, the Black Rifle Coffee Company car. Franklin in the 82 having a great race. 11 laps to go right here. 102 laps complete. Then you can't forget about the 6 here, Roy Fernandez. Fernandez having a stellar night as well. Getting the 6 car right to the 6th spot. He's maintained that position for quite a while now. So he got up there and he held on. Then Tommy Haynes right here in the 7th spot. He's been in the 7th spot for a little while too. He's hanging in right outside the top 5 very well. There you go, Britt. Thanks for commenting, buddy. Good luck to you in the ARCA series. And you're right. These are your brothers right here in the Cup Series. They're doing a great job putting on a good race. 10 laps to go, clean and green. 103 laps. Green flag racing so far with the Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports. Mueller, though, he's the lead shrinking. Justin Gann in a little bit of traffic back here in the 2nd spot. He's going around the 27 car right now. But he's been able to chop away at that lead, but this might cost him a little bit of time. He finally clears the 27. The 26 is coming up behind him with a head of steam, maybe on fresher tires right now than the 30. Not for position at all. So Justin Gann 1.3 seconds back, 9 laps to go. One thing that the 30's got behind him, though, and really close, is that 26 car. That driver's going to be David Medina. Medina, we've seen him up, stayed out late, so we know he's on fresher tires than the leaders are. And I'll tell you, with that draft, that might actually help the 30 car. Time's getting short to get up there, but a 10th knocked off just that last lap alone. So the 26 may be giving some help there to the 30. Might be what the 30 needs to have a shot here tonight. Well, he has a shot, but it might better his chances. I'll tell you, though, that 51 has been strong. 7 laps to go for this driver in the 51. That's Michael Mueller. Mueller in a dominating performance. 88 laps led here tonight. 7 laps to go. If you're just tuning in, you want to get on the edge of the seat. It's about to get really good. Mueller working around the lap car right there. That's going to be the number 7 car. That'll be Brian Jablonski. Brian Jablonski in the 7 car. He is being scored at least, he's 3 laps down. So we'll get that right on timing and scoring. But the 51 still maintaining about a 1.2 second gap. It's going to be 5 to go when he gets to the line this time. That's 108 down. 5 to go. Michael Mueller in the 51. 90 laps led under his belt. 5 more circuits in race number 1 for the Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports. And he is trying to put his name in the winner's book and put that car in winner's circle. So 5 laps to go. 4 laps this time at the line for Michael Mueller. We've been caution-free, clean and green since the drop of the green flag right here at Auto Club. Justin Gann not gaining anything right now. He's still about 1.3 seconds back. So 3 laps to go. We'll have to see if Gann might have saved some tires for it at the end here. I don't know. The laps are starting to run thin. You see Medina in the 26 has fallen back a little bit, and he's not right there with the 30. But I can tell you one thing about that 30 car and that driver. He's giving it everything he's got. I'm pretty sure Justin's not holding anything back right now. He's pushing that car and those tires for everything that's left in them these final 3 laps. And any kind of little mistake from the leader in the 30's gone. He's gone to victory. So you got to have ice water going through your veins right now if you're the 51 of Michael Mueller. Man, I see the time just went down a little bit with 3 to go. Gann's definitely driving the wheels off of it. 2 laps to go when they come across the line. Maybe we'll do a cockpit view here with them. I don't know. I don't think I've done that. So we won't watch the last lap this way, but we're going to watch with 2 to go. So you're on board with the leader, Michael Mueller. Man, he's got a lot of wheel in it coming off the corner here. You can see how tight the car is. Down the back straightaway here. Auto Club, a long track, a very wide racetrack. That's why it pretty much encourages green flag racing like we've seen here tonight. It's a good track for that. Bringing it off turn 4 nice and smooth, coming to the start-finish line. He's about 1.3 seconds ahead with the white flag this time by. So that driver right there, we were on board with him. He's got less than a lap around Auto Club here. And he's going to try to bring home the victory in race number 1. Man, I'll tell you, the 30, he's able to knock a couple tenths off, and then he falls back a couple of tenths. Gannon right there. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Bringing it to the start-finish line in race number 1. Your winner right there is the 51 of Michael Mueller. So Mueller doing a great job tonight, leading 95 of 113 laps. He's going to be your victor in race number 1 here at Auto Club. Justin Gannon in the 30 car. Going to bring it home P2 tonight. Had a phenomenal run. John Wimbish, another driver, coming from right on the edge of the top 10 starting spot up to the 3rd spot and put himself in a position on that final run there. Then we got Andrew Morazzo. Going to bring it home 4th. Mike Franklin in 5th, and we'll do the full results for you in just a little bit. We're going to get the waiting room busy here. We got a race winner and a couple other in the top 3 there to talk to. But let's get on back onto that 51 car. He's got some burnouts to do. Let's see if we can get him up here in the broadcast booth as well. I'll have to find him down there in the Discord chat. Michael Mueller, this is Vern Bradley up in the WFO booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'll tell you what, that 51 car looked like it was on rails tonight. Tell us what it was like to drive that thing around Auto Club.
That was crazy. This is not one of my best tracks, so having a performance like this really gives me a confidence boost. I'm going to the next race, and I've got a couple weeks off after this, but man, after second last night, take home the win tonight, that was crazy.
Man, you could have fooled me and anyone watching this broadcast tonight to say it's not one of your better tracks. I think 95 laps might speak differently to that one, Michael.
Yeah, it's going to definitely get moved up on the leaderboard of favorite tracks after that one.
In the Cup car at that. I mean, not an easy task here at Auto Club. And you, man, you made it look easy, but we all know from iRacing experience that it's not that easy.
With this package, I mean, I was thinking we're going to be closer together with the pack racing a little bit, but it's all about the tire save and all about being able to pedal the car and save that right front for the long run. I mean, we, as you saw, no cautions tonight. You can't push hard for the first 10, 15 laps. You really got to save it and make it last the whole run as the car starts to get tighter and tighter and tighter as you go.
Yeah, and tell us, I mean, I went through it a little bit on the broadcast, but tell us how nerve-wracking getting a pit road is here under green flag conditions.
It's crazy. I don't run a lot of front brake bias as it is. I have majority of my brakes in the rear. So as you probably know, coming to pit road with majority of your brakes in the rear, it's kind of a skating fest. But I really got to back it up, and I saw that last pit stop there. Justin dove it off in there. I was like, oh, okay, I know this is going to close up the gap, so this is going to get real interesting this last run.
Yeah, he did. I knew it was going to tighten the gap up on that last run, and you, I'll tell you, man, you kept that 51 strong out front.
I mean, that was crazy. That's a good way to start off the season.
Yes, it is. Race number 1 here at Auto Club and taking it to victory lane. Do you, Michael, you got anyone you want to thank?
Absolutely. All my guys back at M2 Speed Shop, Low Line Racing, all the guys I hang out with in Discord here. I mean, we give each other crap, but it's always a really good time during these races. So, and I mean, obviously, Don, Justin for the league, and Andy, and you for putting on the broadcast for us every single week.
Man, thank you. When you guys put on racing like that, it makes my job easier. You're the stars of the show. I just gotta put you out there to YouTube and the rest of the world to see, Michael.
Man, you do a heck of a job. So don't let it slip.
I still got the easy job, man. Good luck to you this season. I know that knocking off a race, then the first round or race number 1 has to feel really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on and hopefully when we come back, do a little bit of practice for the next one and come back in 2 weeks and win again.
Yeah, I believe our next race is going to be at Homestead, so good luck to the 51 and to you, the whole 51 team, and to you at the Homestead track, Michael.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. I'll get you moved back down there, buddy. I don't know where I took you from, but I'll move you down in the waiting room. You can find a way from there probably.
That works. No, you're good.
All right, so that was your race winner, Michael Mueller, driver of the 51. We're going to go with our second place finisher right now and get him up here. Oh, where my WFO booth? Justin Gann, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Vern, how you doing?
I am doing great. We little technical difficulties getting started, but man, it went phenomenal from then on. All clean and green. And tell us about your race. You had to work through some cars to get up to where you were.
And I think I qualified 9th or something. So getting through that traffic it was pretty tough. That dirty air really holds you back. But it was a fun race, man. Green to checker, you can't beat that any day. Kind of needed a caution to catch Mike there. He just dominated the whole race. But there at the end, I thought I had something for him, and I just couldn't make it.
Yeah, you got so close. And I could tell on the last 2 runs that you just did everything you could and strategically cut into that lead because it wasn't insurmountable, obviously, but I mean, you were down when you started that go at what, 6 seconds or so?
Oh yeah, I've seen 6 seconds there, and I
that's a lot.
Yeah, I thought he had it for sure. There's no way. The only way I was thinking I could catch up is if he got held up by a lap car, or I just had a heck of a pit stop, coming into the pits, and I think I was able to get a good stop there on the last one to catch up and hopefully get in his draft. But still, man, he was just able to hold that gap on me.
Yeah, and once it fell to like 1.2345, it just stayed there. You would take 0.2 off here, and then he would get 0.2, 0.3 there, and it was that way lap after lap. But I'll tell you, it was such a great race to see. 30 cars take the green flag, Justin, and go 113 laps at Auto Club caution free is phenomenal. But it puts a lot of pressure on you drivers. 3 pit stops, 3 opportunities to make not little mistakes, big ones.
40-second penalty will hit you hard. It got me last night in the Xfinity car, running second, and last pit of the night ended up getting a speeding penalty.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to do it. I mean, you just lose your concentration for a split second, and they'll bust you. And that's nerve-wracking by itself, Justin. It really is. But you did it, man. Top 2 tonight. Bringing it home second. Started 9th, I believe.
Can't beat that, man. Podium finish for the season opener. I'm having a blast.
Good points night for you too, buddy.
Yeah, keep it going.
There you go. Good luck to you at Homestead after we get back from our holiday break. And do you have anyone you want to thank, Justin, while we got you in the booth, buddy?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my team 4X. They'll be over here shortly. But also got to thank the sponsor of the Toyota tonight, RB Custom Rigs. If you're looking for a custom computer, definitely go check them out. I got to thank all the admins for everything that they do on behind the scenes, so we can have these green flag races. And then I want to thank you up in the booth, Vern, and welcome back to Season 2.
Man, I'm happy to be back, Justin. I want to thank you and everyone at Swift Motorsports for giving me the opportunity in Season 2 to do the Cup Series. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm
for sure.
Excited to be here. I do have a co-commentator that's going to come in some too. I couldn't get with them early enough tonight to drag them in here, but we're going to get them over here and have some fun.
Yeah, because we ain't going to give you no cautions to talk about.
Man, I know it. You guys are killing me with that. I can't even get a bathroom break in 2.5 hours here, Justin. Come on. No,
Well,
it's
great work up there.
That's great racing, man. That's what it's all about, Justin. And thank you. Best of luck to you, not just this season, but in Homestead, come January 7th, I believe it is.
Tell you what, that's my track right there.
We'll be looking out for that 30 car there, man. Good luck to you. Go get them, Justin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was Justin Gann, driver of the 30, finishing second tonight. We got another driver to get to. He's in the waiting room. He brought it home in the top 3 tonight. John Wimbish, you are in the WFO booth with Vern Bradley. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, Vern, I got you, bud.
Man, you did some work with that car tonight.
Yeah, we tried, man. You've raced here before. It'd be a handful there if you don't take care of your tires. So just tried to do it. But Michael was real fast, so congratulations to him. And tonight, Justin was fast. I was trying to just maintain a gap with Andrew there towards the end.
Yeah, it didn't come easy for you. I mean, you started 10th position, I think I seen. So you got to work around some cars to put yourself into that position through 3 straight green flag runs.
Yeah, I think it was a good job tonight by everybody, man. We had a great race, no cautions, so hand cramped up a little bit. Had to deal with that. So
I tell you, I'm watching, and after that, last round of pit stops, I seen Gann in the 30 had made up some time, and I looked right behind him, and I'm like, man, where did he come from? And it was you. So you put yourself up there to close to having a position there on that final run, and that was awesome, John.
I've tried to work on my, entrance to pit road and all that. It's a lot of time there. That's a race within the race itself, and that's something I learned, as you go on here and race against a bunch of guys that are better than you. But there's a guy, Bryce Whitson, passed away recently this past year, but he's the guy that I raced against a lot, and he kind of turned that into an art form. So I watched how he did it and tried to learn from that. And you got to get on and off pit road with as fast as you can, and makes a big difference. They make it look easy on TV, but it's not easy at all.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're coming in about 190 miles an hour, and you're trying to get it slowed down to, is it 60 here? 65?
It's 55.
55, yeah. That's it. So that's a lot of speed to shear off, and I'm telling you, in the broadcast, some of the most exciting shots to show is the entry to pit road from those green flag pit stops.
It makes a big difference for you. I mean, if you can, shave a couple, seconds here or there, just a couple tenths, can mean everything, especially if a guy makes a mistake in front of you. So it's real important to be able to do that. So we work on that. So real happy with how everything went tonight for the first race. Good points night.
Good points
That's what
night.
we need.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, had a blast out there. I think everybody in the league, did a great job, put on a good show. Real courteous, out there, and real tight at other times. But heck of a job by everybody here. I appreciate that, and appreciate you, Vern. Appreciate you being here. I know we had a little mess up there, and it put you behind on your end. And
it's no, it led to me making a mistake too. So everything's even.
We all jacked up a little bit. I didn't get to change my number. I wanted to run a scheme, for Boyer, man. I hate seeing Boyer get out the car. Big fan of his.
Right.
Nice little patriotic scheme for Boyer and Smoke there. So at least we did them decent with a podium finish here. So
yeah, you did. You definitely did, man. You brought the car home P3 in one piece, and you can't complain about that. First race of the season, great points night. It's going to put you in a good position after the holiday break going into Homestead. So
yeah, really looking forward to that. Homestead's a fun track, as you know. It's wide open there, and
love that place.
Kinds of lights. So should be another good show. We got plenty of time to practice for it, so no excuses there, right?
Well, yeah, there's plenty of time, but I'll tell you, the holidays kind of takes our mind all completely away from it sometimes. And there's if it wasn't for broadcasting, John, I haven't raced on iRacing one time in the last probably 2 months.
Broadcasting, it's a lot of fun, man. You know, I've done some of it myself, so it's really interesting. And you can learn a lot watching other people, too. So then when you get back out there, you're
better.
even better.
Yep,
yeah.
You're better for it. That's absolutely right. John, you have anyone you want to thank while we got you in the booth, buddy?
I just want to thank all these guys here. I think everybody did a great job. Real proud of the league and what we've been able to accomplish here in a very short amount of time. And the drivers that we have, thank Don and Andy especially, and Justin for putting this on for us. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Gives us something to go back and watch and see where we messed up at, and try to fix it for later. So appreciate you being here.
Well, I'll tell you, it was pretty not too many mistakes I seen from the 65 car out there tonight, buddy.
Yeah, Vern, you know anything about me, I'll always find something to complain about.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If you look at your starting position to your finishing position, just think if you could have started 3 positions closer to the front.
Anything could happen, man. But I know Michael. Fast
I'm
here.
just messing with you on that.
He was
John.
fast last night too, man. So I was just like, third, I'll be happy with. I saw Andrew coming. I was like, Dad, got it. So
Yeah,
I had to work on maintaining.
I'll tell you, he was fast. Andrew was on the as the tires wore down.
Yeah, he was talking on the radio about maybe taking 2 tires, and I didn't say a word. I was like, "You go ahead and take those 2 tires.
Go ahead and do it. Bait him to it.
So
Take
I
him.
didn't say anything. He took 4, and I was like, "Well, I might be in trouble if I don't take care of my stuff here." But good night for everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hopefully, it was a good race. And
Oh, it was a
wasn't too
good race from the from my point of view up in the broadcast booth, man. And you guys are great characters to have in and chat with. And if we have any cautions in some of these, and I don't look for too many cautions this season, but
we'll give you some. Don't you worry.
if we get maybe when we get to the short tracks in the chase.
Yeah, there'll definitely be some there. You know, the longer you race around the guys, the more attitudes start coming out.
Yeah, attitudes come out, but you also get more comfortable, and sometimes you get too comfortable, and that leads to cautions as well. So,
yeah, absolutely, man. You've done this long enough. You know how it goes.
I expect to see 1 or 2, and we'll get some of you guys up here and talk to you and mess around with you a little bit, and we'll have to share the link out. This race was race number 1 of the season. That's all I can say. I think we ended up with 3 different iRacing servers tonight.
Yeah, everybody's learning, man. I appreciate what iRacing's doing and the work they're putting into this product here. I think it's really good. I think it's growing a lot and getting a lot of attention. But you know, you got to work on it. You got to maintain your product, but you also have to keep perfecting your product and making it better. So those of us that are on the service, you know, really appreciate the work that they're doing. We know it's not easy, so support them with everything that they do, and appreciate you and all the broadcasters out there that put the leagues on, but also, you know, it's really good for the service to bring awareness to it.
Yes, it is, and thank you for that, John. And I want to thank everyone at Swift Motorsports, all of you drivers. You guys are the broadcast. I'm putting you out to the world, man. That's it.
Well, appreciate it. We just have to behave ourselves, and hopefully we'll gain some fans here and there and get some more people on this service here.
Oh, we will. We had we kept a pretty decent viewer count tonight. Really good to see that on race number 1. But the key is to increase that from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and 5, and we're going to keep doing that and keep chipping away at it. John, good luck to you in a few weeks when we go to Homestead, and good luck to you in the entire season here with the Hyperdrive Cup Series.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, thank you, John. So that was John Wimbish, driver of the 65, bringing it home in the top 3 tonight. And yes, it was a bumpy start to the broadcast, but we did bring the entire race, all 113 green flag laps to you. So we did get it all worked out, and we got the race to you. And it's not the original link, and it messed some of the people up, and I do apologize for that. But when there wasn't anyone in the iRacing server, I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I killed the first link, resetting everything on my end because I thought the problem was on my end, and they had set up another server due to some connection issues on iRacing. So it is what it is as far as that goes, but nonetheless, it turned out to be a great race. They were able to come through and run 113 laps here at Swift Motorsports in the Hyperdrive Cup Series, and they did that caution-free. So for that, the admins need to give themselves a pat on the back up in the admin booth tonight. That's phenomenal. When you can watch 30 cars take the green flag and go 113 laps and finish with probably, I don't know, somewhere around 25 or 6 of these guys. 113 laps, green flag through 3 pit stops, so no wrecking going on the pit road, bringing out cautions or nothing like that. Were mistakes going on the pit road because we've seen those tonight. But the race recap, we're going to go through the results for you real fast here. Not real fast. We'll take our time, go through some of the names. No, we'll do all the names. The winner tonight, once again, the 51 of Michael Mueller. Bringing it home P2 tonight, that was the 30 of Justin Gann. P3 tonight, the 65 of John Wimbish. We just talked to him for a little bit there. Andrew Morazzo, fast race car, great job tonight in the 28, bringing it home 4th. 5th tonight, Mike Franklin, a driver I haven't talked to in a while in the 82. Mike having a great run tonight. Roy Fernandez, an exceptional job for Roy there in the 6 car, bringing it home 6th. Tommy Haynes starting up there in the top 2, battling for the lead early on, bringing the 17 car home 7th. 8th tonight, we got the 91 of Blair Patterson. 9th is going to be the 74 Mike Alio Jr. 10th tonight, we got the 99 of Jarrett Lipstruer, and hopefully I got that right, Jarrett. So 11th tonight, Nathan Moorer in the 971. 12th is going to be the 01 of Cody Sleeper. 13th, you'll see the 64 Jason Wells. 14th is going to be that 24 Gary Wells. Thank you, Gary. I seen your comment there in the chat. 15th is going to be Keith Vaughn in the 23. 16th, we'll see that 26 of David Medina. Led some laps here tonight in the 26 car, so good job to David Medina Sr. 17th is going to be the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. Jonathan, chatted with you before the race, man. Good run for you here at Auto Club in Race 1. 18th is going to be the 9 of Brian Tong. 19th is going to be the 13 of Cody McFadden. Good to see you racing tonight, Cody. And 20th is going to be the 02 of David Kamara. 21st tonight, the 19 of Steve Law, and 22nd's the 33 of Terry Kahn. 23rd's the 77 of Doug Neal. 24th is going to be that 7 of Brian Jablonski. 25th, you see the 22 of Jared Harmon. 26th was the 12 of Michael Winter. 27th is the 09 of Andrew Ruiz. And 28th, you'll see the 14 of Jacob Tyler May. 29th, the 4 of Corey Midget. And that's going to bring it all the results to you, all 29 drivers here tonight. And with that, that's going to conclude race number 1 and the broadcast here at Swift Motorsports for the Hyperdrive Cup Series. And we want to remind you, and I'll look at the schedule so I don't mess this up, that there will be no racing for the holiday break. We want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Stay safe out there during the holidays. Make sure you get all your Christmas shopping done. Don't wait till the last minute. Come on now. But, yes, definitely stay safe. Enjoy the family. Have fun throughout the holidays. That's what it's all about. You'll see the Hyperdrive Cup Series back on January 7th at Homestead Miami Speedway for race number 2. And you'll see me back in the booth for race number 2, and we'll have 15 of them to go, and it's going to be a great season. With that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Don't be afraid to live chat. If you have a favorite driver, if you got someone you want to get a little shout out to and get them some extra airtime, put it in the chat. I'm a pretty good guy. I'll talk to you. I'll acknowledge you there. So put it in the chat. Don't be afraid to. I do want to thank everyone at Swift Motorsports for bringing me back here this season and allowing me to do the Thursday night Hyperdrive Cup Series. And I will see everybody on January the 7th. Thank you very much, and have a great night.